The race is down to 5 days, and Hillary Clinton's lead is down to 3 points. In a CBS News New York Times poll out tonight, it is Clinton 45%, Donald Trump 42%. 2 weeks ago, Clinton had a 9-point lead. Motivating voters to the polls is key, and today both campaigns seem to adopt a new motto: if you can't win them, scare them. Donald Trump was in Florida with his version of a story in today's Wall Street Journal about the FBI and the Clinton Foundation. Major Garrett was there.
So let me ask you this question. I've never done this before. Will justice be done or not? Will justice be done, yes or no?
In Jacksonville, Florida today, Donald Trump seized on a new report that the FBI has investigated criminal wrongdoing at the Clinton Foundation.
It was reported that an avalanche of information is coming in. The FBI agents say their investigation is likely to yield an indictment.
Not quite. CBS News has confirmed that the FBI has looked into the finances of the Clinton Foundation, but so far, no charges have been filed.
He certainly knows how to shake things up, doesn't he?
In Pennsylvania, Trump's wife Melania made her first campaign appearance since giving a partially plagiarized speech at the GOP convention. She said as First Lady she would focus on online bullying, something her husband has been accused of doing.
Children and teenagers can be fragile. They are hurt when they are made fun of or made to feel less in looks or intelligence.
Trump also deployed former arch-rival turned ally Ted Cruz to Iowa today. But campaigning with Mike Pence, Cruz kept his focus off of Trump.
I recognize some of you guys are wanting to write stories suggesting divisions among Republicans. I'll make a point. I'm getting ready to get on a gigantic airplane that has Donald Trump's name painted on the side of it.
Trump rallies tonight in reliably Republican eastern North Carolina, part of a closing strategy of driving up the GOP vote in the reddest part of battleground state. Scott, Trump's weekend schedule is at least partially set. It looks a little bit more purple and blue. Stops Saturday in Nevada and Colorado, Sunday in Wisconsin.
Major Garrett on the home stretch. Now let's check in with Nancy Cordes covering the Clinton campaign.
If Donald Trump were to win this election, we would have a commander-in-chief who is completely out of his depth and whose ideas are incredibly dangerous.
With 5 days to go, Clinton has concluded that the best way to win the White House is to paint a picture of Trump in it.
If you're Latino, you know what life would be like, because we'd have a president who doesn't see you as American at all.
The latest CBS News New York Times poll helps explain the strategy. Only 49% of likely voters say they are very enthusiastic about casting their ballots, down from 62% in 2012. In the absence of enthusiasm, fear might be the next most powerful motivator.
You can't make excuses for this stuff.
In Miami today, the president warned that the nation's very character is at stake.
If you discriminate against people of different faiths before you are president, then that is what you will do in office, except you will have more power to carry out the twisted notions that you had before you were in office.
It isn't all doom and gloom. Clinton pairs her argument about Trump with talk of how she wants to lead.
I disagree with people on lots of issues, but I believe the only way we can get things done is to actually listen and respect each other and try to find that common ground.
Newly released State Department emails show that at one point Secretary Clinton and her top aide, Huma Abedin, discussed how Abedin could get Clinton a secure phone. Clinton suggested that perhaps an aide to Abedin's now disgraced husband, Anthony Weiner, could FedEx the phone. State Department officials say that would not be inappropriate as long as the phone was rendered inoperable first.
Nancy Cordes for us tonight. Nancy, thank you. Now, we told you a moment ago how the popular vote is tightening, but of course it's the electoral vote, state by state, that elects the president. Anthony Salvanto is our CBS News Director of Elections and our expert on this. Anthony, tell us first about Trump.
Well, Scott, let's take a look at Trump's path through those battleground states that will ultimately decide this. We think he has to win Florida, that's the perennial battleground state, and also get Ohio, where the polls have been very tight. But then he also has to win North Carolina, which is also a tight race, and even then, he won't get above the 270 electoral votes that he needs. He'll still have to go and take a couple of other states, like, say, a Colorado and a Nevada, in order to get past 270. If that sounds like a lot of work for the last 5 days, it is.
And when Hillary Clinton looks at your map, what does she see?
Well, here's why she still has an edge. Start with Pennsylvania, where she's been leading in the polls. If she can hang on to that, then she just needs to win North Carolina herself, say, to go over the 270 that she would need. That adds up to an easier electoral college path for Hillary Clinton.
Anthony Salvanto, Director of Elections here at CBS News, thanks very much. Well, perhaps you've noticed just how heated your own election conversations are getting. Mark Strassman got an earful listening to retirees for our week-long series, Closing Arguments.
This is the Villages north of Orlando, sprawling and tranquil, home to 110,000 seniors and a bitter partisan divide.
He has alienated over 50% of the American electorate.
That is not true. Have you researched him? Have you gone in?
Yeah, I have, and that's why I'm voting against him.
Okay.
Linda Fogg is a retired 61-year-old chemical engineer. 67-year-old Dale Kennedy used to be a mortgage broker.
I'm about to walk out of here, I'll tell you what.
We introduced these two lifelong Republicans. It did not go well.
May I finish? May I?
Well, be my guest, you always
please.
do.
By mail, Fogg voted for Hillary Clinton, her first vote ever for a Democrat.
Was there a part of you that felt like a traitor to your party?
No. I believe that Donald Trump has been a traitor to the GOP.
Hi, I'm Linda Fogg. Fogg even started a club here, Republicans for Hillary.
When we have a candidate at the top of the ticket that insults women, minorities, immigrants, and mocks the disabled, I don't believe he's qualified to lead anything.
Kennedy is passionately pro-Trump.
There is so much positive energy behind Donald Trump. He is definitely not a perfect person, and he has said some stupid things.
Has Trump said anything that is so, to you, stupid or offensive that it made you second-guess your support?
Momentarily, when the thing came out.
Which thing?
Oh, you know which thing. You know which one.
There have been many. Which one?
Are you talking about the Billy Bush interview?
Whatever. Let's just say he said a lot of stupid things, and yes, some of them they made me stop and think.
What is it about Trump that you find attractive?
This man loves America. He wants to get us back to our roots, to where we have morals in this country. I believe he is far more trustworthy than Hillary Clinton. I wouldn't trust her to go to the store for me. She has lied about Benghazi. She has lied about her emails.
Yes, there are some issues I have with Hillary Clinton. I believe that Hillary Clinton walks right up to the line of legality and kind of flirts with it and backs off. But we have had her under the microscope for decades, and we have yet to find anything that we can lock her up for, as the Trump supporters would say.
Fogg and Kennedy will both campaign for their candidates until next Tuesday.
I love riding around and having people honk at me, and every once in a while I get shot a bird.
And so do I.
Oh, really?
Not the same person, hopefully.
Yeah.
Mark Strassman, CBS News, The Villages, Florida.
Whatever your side of the line, we hope you'll join us for CBS News election night coverage. That's going to be Tuesday night at 7 Eastern Time.